Long before the invention of telescopes, the Dogon of Mali and Nubians of Sudan were already mapping the skies with uncanny accuracy. How did they do it? What secrets of the cosmos did they uncover without any modern tools? It was just a casual hobby, not part of their career. Yet their findings rivaled today's astronomical precision, and that's not all. People saw them as signs of divine anger, or even Ragnarok, the end of days. But let's get back to those African skywatchers. They predicted solar and lunar eclipses so well that if you wanted to know when the next one would occur, you only needed to consult the local elders, not NASA, before we had satellites and supercomputers. These ancient Africans studied the sky from their villages, but here's where it gets shocking. While African science was flourishing, eclipses were considered ominous omens in Europe. The Nubian calendar, also known as the Coptic calendar, is still used today by some Ethiopian communities. It's a solar-based calendar, closely resembling our Gregorian calendar, with 12 months and 365 days. They observed shadows, followed star cycles, and charted the phases of the moon. The Dogon, for example, tracked the rising and setting points of stars, noticing that stars that appeared to touch the horizon were farther away than those higher in the sky. This gave them a sense of perspective and distance. For example, Arab scholars who documented astronomical observations in Africa didn't give credit to the African astronomers. Instead, they presented the information as their own discoveries. This lack of recognition continued into the European Renaissance. And honor the Dogon and Nubian peoples for their invaluable contributions to our understanding of the universe. When Greek and Arabic scientific texts were translated into Latin, the contributions of African scholars were often lost or minimized. Even in modern times, the achievements of African astronomers are frequently overlooked in mainstream history. They also looked at how the sun's position changed throughout the day, knowing that the sky was round like a dome above them. Scientists are taking seriously the oral histories and traditional knowledge of indigenous communities around the world. They're working together to understand and preserve this knowledge, which can help solve problems in modern science. If you want to hear more stories like this, stay tuned. Let's rewrite what we thought we knew about ancient Africa together. Using these basic tools and keen observations, they mapped the movements of celestial bodies with astonishing precision. What's truly fascinating is how accurately it aligns with the solar year, thanks to the leap year calculation. Why bother with ancient methods? Well, it's about understanding our past. These methods show us how smart our ancestors were and how much they cared about the world around them. By studying the sky without fancy tools, they found patterns and rules that helped them understand nature. This way of learning, based on what you can see and test, is very important for science. It reminds us that no matter what we have, we can learn a lot by just looking closely at the world. The Nubians had a sophisticated understanding of the tropical year, the period between two equinoxes, and incorporated it into their calendar system. They didn't write things down, so they memorized everything and told stories about the stars. These stories weren't just fun tales. They were full of secret meanings about numbers, shapes, and the order of the universe. The Dogon believed that the creator god Namo gave them this knowledge during a great flood. After the flood, when everything was destroyed, only a few people were saved. These survivors went on to repopulate the earth. In their stories, the Dogon described these survivors as having almond-shaped eyes, fair skin, and no body hair, features that resemble the common depiction of extraterrestrials in modern stories. However, the Dogon take it a step further. They claim that these beings were actually astronauts who arrived in a flying boat that fell from the sky. We think about it, this narrative is pretty similar to how UFO stories go. Some people think that the Dogon might have actually seen aliens. Well, maybe these aliens shared their knowledge of space and then left. Or perhaps the Dogon had contact with ancient Egyptians or other scientists from long ago who lived by the Nile River. This idea fits with the Dogon's beliefs about their knowledge coming from a faraway land. The Dogon also say that Namo showed them how to make everything, like houses, farming tools, and pottery. This helps us understand how people in different parts of Africa shared ideas and knowledge. Some historians believe that the Dogon got their astronomy knowledge from trading with the Egyptians, while others think the Egyptians might have gotten their knowledge from the Dogon. Either way, it's clear that African civilizations were very smart. When it comes to astronomy and eclipse prediction, unlike many other cultures at the time, they didn't rely on lunar cycles, making their calendar more precise. The Nubians' use of a solar calendar helped them keep track of seasons, crucial for agriculture in their region. It also facilitated trade and cultural exchange with neighboring civilizations like the Egyptians and the Aksumite Empire. Furthermore, their calendar played a significant role in religious festivals and agricultural practices. Aligning religious ceremonies with the rhythms of nature, this blend of practicality and spirituality showcases the depth of the Nubians' astronomical knowledge and its integral role in their society. They were mainly two groups, the Dogon of West Africa and the Nubians of East Africa. This simple yet effective device consisted of a vertical gnomon that cast a shadow on a series of graduated plates. As the sun moved across the sky, the shadow would move along the plates, indicating the time. Remarkably, the Merkhet was highly accurate and could measure time down to the fraction of an hour. The Egyptians placed these devices in temples, at the entrance of tombs, and even on pyramids. They also built larger versions, like the obelisk at Karnak Temple, which was over 100 feet tall. These towering obelisks served as monumental timekeepers, casting their shadows on precisely aligned floors, marking the solstices and equinoxes. The Egyptians integrated these timekeeping devices into various aspects of their lives, including religious rituals, agricultural planning, and even funerary practices. The accuracy of the Merkhet and its role in daily life reflect the advanced astronomical knowledge possessed by the ancient Egyptians. Their astronomical knowledge wasn't random. It came from centuries of watching the sky and passing down observations orally. Every night under the vast canvas of stars, the Dogon and Nubians recorded cosmic events, learning the language of the cosmos. It was until Greek and Arabic scholars started recording astronomical data in the 8th century that Europeans learned how accurate these predictions were. Here are some of their incredible discoveries. The Dogon people are known for their intricate understanding of the Sirius star system. Sirius, the brightest star in the night sky, is actually a binary system consisting of two stars. Yet this wasn't just a chance discovery. The Dogon had been observing and cataloging the behavior of Sirius for centuries. They noticed that the brightest star in the sky, which they called Sina, had a smaller companion star that was invisible to the naked eye. Even more remarkably, they knew that this unseen companion star had its own atmosphere, and that it took 50 years to orbit its larger companion. These observations were made at least 3,000 years ago. This level of detail is staggering considering that modern astronomers didn't confirm the existence of the secondary star until 1862, and the orbital period was unaccurately determined until the 20th century. While the Dogon were charting the stars in the sky, the Nubians were crafting ingenious calendars to track time itself. In addition to mapping the stars and creating calendars, the ancient Egyptians developed ingenious devices to measure time, including the Merkhet, also known as the shadow clock. So you might be wondering how they did all this without telescopes. Well, it's a testament to human ingenuity. You may be thinking, so what? We have satellites now. One of the most impressive things about the Dogon's astronomical knowledge is how they passed it down through generations. However, despite their remarkable achievements, it's interesting to note that African science was largely ignored and overshadowed by Western astronomy. Today, though, there's a growing effort to recognize and celebrate the accomplishments of indigenous cultures, including their astronomical knowledge. As we continue to explore the mysteries of the cosmos, let us remember the wisdom of our ancestors. This is a story they never taught in school. History forgot them, but the stars didn't. If you believe history should honor the truth, share this video. Let's rewrite what we thought we knew about ancient science. And don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and until next time, stay tuned.